We are putting a wrap on the end of 2023, and I'm proud to say that I hit my reading goal and read a little bit over 500 volumes this year. And out of the plethora of volumes, all the different series that I read this year, which are the ones that made the top 5 manga reads for 2023? Well, stay tuned. In the number 5 spot is a little bit of a cheat, not really, and it's not necessarily a manga series, but more of a mangaka. And the mangaka that I dove headfirst into their works this year was Mika Yamamori, shoujo manga author extraordinaire, and the 3 different works that I read from her were Daytime Shooting Star, Tsubaki-Choi Lonely Planet, and In the Clear Moonlit Dusk. Daytime Shooting Star is complete at 12 volumes, published by Viz Media. Tsubaki-Choi Lonely Planet is currently being published by Yen Press on its 5th volume, and In the Clear Moonlit Dusk is currently being published by Kodansha at 6 volumes. Now the question is, why do I love Mika Yamamori so much, and why couldn't I pick one of these 3 series to feature in the top 5? And that's because they're all excellent in their own ways. What I really want to focus on with Mika Yamamori's works is her characters, but specifically her main female character. All 3 female protagonists are all special in their own ways. They have very distinct and different personalities, and the way that they interact with all the different characters in the cast and each of their series is really commendable. They're not written in a way where they're shy, reserved, and they get run over. They're strong, they're powerful, they have very strong personalities, they have goals, they strive to be the best people that they can be, and that's why I love Mika Yamamori's writing so much. Now 2 of her series are age gap series. This one follows a student and a teacher, and this one follows a live-in maid who's in high school and an author who's an adult. And what I can appreciate about her writing is that she treats the age gap appropriately. It's not necessarily a romantic thing. Yes, there are romantic parts involved, but the way that she treats it is more of a mentor-mentee type of thing, trying to help them grow up and become better adults. The most reserved protagonist in this whole thing is definitely from In the Clear Moonlit Dusk, but what I love about this series specifically is that it's a little bit more lighthearted, a little bit more fun. You have 2 characters who are both in high school, and they're both considered the princes of their high school, and it's really fun to see their interactions together as she goes into developing a relationship for the first time. Suffice to say, if you are interested in shoujo manga, but specifically a more fluffy shoujo manga, then check out any of Mika Yamamori's works. You won't be disappointed, and that's why she makes it into my top 5 reads of 2023. I want to preface my number 4 by saying that this was the year for shoujo manga. I dubbed it the year of shoujo. I wanted to expand my horizons, and this next series also encapsulates my year of shoujo, but we have high school debut. The author for this series is Kazune Kawahara, who is the same mangaka who did My Love Story, a series that I also thoroughly enjoyed this year that just missed out on being in the top 5. But I personally love this one a little bit more. It follows our main character, Haruna. She struck out and missed on finding a boyfriend in middle school. She's going into high school with the hopes of finding a boyfriend, but she's a little bit of a tomboy, so she's struggling to be more of the cute girl. Thus, she enlists the help of Yo, the very popular upperclassman, the beauty of the school, to help her get kind of acclimated to what boys like. But the only condition that he has is that she can't fall in love with him, and well, hijinks ensue. What I love about this story is the pacing and the different episodes involved in here. It's very much episodic, not in the sense that every chapter is a different episode, but you have a lot of mini arcs, but they all work together and they flow very well towards an overarching goal of the series, which is really expert writing in my opinion. But where the phenomenal pacing comes in is with these different episodes. They all have a little bit of variety. They all involve different characters that are really intriguing, and they interact with our main cast very well. And our main cast learns and grows from all these different episodes, and it's really, really heartwarming to see. I never found myself going, this arc is okay. I really thought that every single arc got better and better and better, and it really nailed the ending for me as well. A phenomenal series, a great starter shoujo manga, and I just cannot recommend this series enough. In the number 3 spot is a series that I just recently read, a shonen manga that blew me away and rejuvenated my love for manga. It is Summertime Rendering. I have talked about my thoughts on this series extensively in my October and November manga reading logs if you'd like to check those videos out, but for those of you who'd like a little synopsis on it, it follows our main character Shinpai as he goes back to his childhood childhood island hometown to attend the funeral of his childhood friend that he grew up with. But once he gets on the island to attend his friend Ushio's funeral, he realizes not everything is the way that it seems. There's a mystery going on, and maybe her death wasn't an accident. Maybe it was something a little bit more. This manga was nuts from beginning to end, a total page turner, and it really just sets everything up perfectly, which is why it's my number 3 read of 2023. I could not put this down. When I'm reading a shonen or a seinen manga, for me personally, my big indicator of whether I like these type of series is whether I can binge it, and this is a bingeable series. With mystery series, it's a little bit finicky because you have to find the right balance, and I feel like Summertime Rendering does a great job with finding the balance between progressing the story with action and then also giving us information about the mystery and layering things on so that we can discover things for ourselves. There was never a point where I was going, oh man, this is just way too much info, I'm so bored, or man, this action is moving so fast but I don't know what's going on and who these people are or why they're doing the things that they're doing. It would always just go back and forth, and that's what makes this series a phenomenal read in my opinion. What I also like is the ending. I thought the ending stuck really well. I thought that it was very conclusive. I thought all the different character arcs got wrapped up perfectly, whether it was good or bad. I also appreciate that the mystery was never resolved too early and there were new things that we were learning all the way up to the very end. It was just so much fun to just keep turning the pages and going, whoa, this is something else that's going on, or like, whoa, this character's doing something I never thought they'd do. So yes, Summertime Rendering, a horror shonen manga that you need to have on your shelf. Now, these last 2 series are both series that are not physically published in English, but I have read them digitally online, and they are also both in my top 10 manga of all time. So a big shape up in my overall reads of manga. But first up in the number 2 spot is a shonen music manga. We have Kono Oto Tamare. This shonen music series is quite a simple one. It follows our main cast of characters as they're all part of the Kodo club at their high school. They're all learning this instrument or getting better at it if they already have experience, and their goal is to go to nationals and win it all. It was so interesting to learn about the Kodo and listen to Kodo music and get immersed into this musical culture of Japan. A very rewarding and fulfilling experience for me as a high school band director. But for me, what this series did that made me go, this is a top 10 series of all time, easily a top read of 2023, are the characters and their character development. That is the name of the game here. To see their growth and their passion and their different backgrounds and how they go through those different adversities while they're working towards a common goal, it is so inspiring to see, and every single character on this cover gets a shelled out story, and it's wonderful. I've said this before in a reading log and I'll say it again. The balance that this mangaka had to do to give every single character screen time and make sure that the main characters in this cast were shining up, but making sure that all these side characters were also essential to the story as well, is just masterfully done. You're going to grow to love these characters. You're going to cry with these characters. You're going to be cheering them on through the pages, and you're going to see them get better at the Kodo and also become better people, and you're going to learn something about yourself along the way. And that's why this series is the number 2 read for me of this year. And for my number 1 read of 2023, and also my number 2 manga of all time, one that I have sung high praises about all year, but actually a series that I started reading at the beginning of the year in January. It's still held up to this day, and I don't think it's ever going to move from that number 2 spot, and that is Gakuen Babysitters. First off, before we even get started into why I love the series, all hail the babies. Now, for those of you that are like, what the hell is this series? Gakuen Babysitters? Now, hold on to your horses, okay? Keep an open mind. So this series follows an older brother and his younger brother right here on the cover. Their parents died in a plane accident, and thus they go to live with a relative of another person who died on the plane as well, and she's more of a grandma type of figure, and she's the headmaster at this school. Now, she takes these 2 boys in, and her one condition is that the older brother must run the daycare at the school, and his younger brother here is also going to be part of that little daycare. But this manga is a slice of life manga, very episodic. Every chapter is different. It just follows the day-to-day hijinks of the babies along with the adults and the teenagers at this school. Now, why do I love this manga so much? It's because of the baby characters. They're absolutely hilarious, and I think that every single episode is so well done. The cast of characters are so big in this manga. There's so much variety, and you grow to love every single character because they're all fun and different in their own ways, and the different combination of characters that interact with each other is just great. It is also hilarious to see the innocence of these children, to see the different things that they encounter in this world for the first time, and also their reactions to it, and then just the overall cuteness. I don't know, it just tugs at my heartstrings. But the main thing for me is seeing how all these characters lift each other up, how they help each other in times of need, and how they continue to grow with each other throughout the series. But the life lessons that I learned in this manga about being compassionate, being patient towards other people, lifting each other up in times of need, and providing that family bond to others that may not have that family connection at home. It is just super heartwarming. Many things from this manga I was able to take into my personal life as a teacher to high school students, and that's why this manga is so important to me and one that everyone needs to read. And that is it for my top 5 manga reads of 2023. Anything that I've put on this list are surefire hits that you need to check out. 2023 was a big year for reading manga, and 2024 is going to be even better. That is going to be the year I dive into my top 20, diving into the things that I've avoided on my anime list, like Berserk, like Vagabond, like Grand Blue Dreaming, getting these series out of the way so that I can definitively tell you guys that I don't like them. As always, if you enjoy the content of my videos, make sure you hit that like button, tap the subscribe button, hit that notification bell so that you know when more of my videos come out, and I will see you in the next one. Take care now. Happy holidays. Bye-bye.